Hey, everybody. Welcome. Surprise. Apparently, there's been a lot of furor going on about some really big news um, that I knew was coming up, and I want to take a minute to talk about. And this is the big news. You all know that a few weeks ago, it came out. Well, a few weeks ago, John Pryor put the Daybell property on the market. For those of you who might not be familiar with the case, although I suspect everybody is, who's here today, John Pryor received the Daybell property in lieu of attorney fees from Chad Daybell. And so that happened a couple of years, I think, before the trial, Chad's trial actually happened. After the trial was over, Chad Daybell put the property on the market to recoup some of the attorney fees and the hundreds of hours he'd spent preparing Chad's defense. My understanding is that there was more than one group that was interested in the property. One of those groups was a group that wanted to turn it into a murder Airbnb destination. Some local folks who really preferred not to be named bought the property with the intention of using it as some sort of a community gathering place. Their intention is to take down the house and to turn it into a park. When the house went on the market, I know this because I've had communication with the people who are the buyers. When the property came on the market, they believed that they needed to move quickly and make an offer on the property to make sure that it wasn't going to be misused or turned into something unsavory. So they made an offer on the property. Since then, they have been sort of scrambling to try and set up their nonprofit organization and to make all of the arrangements to make it a nonprofit corporation. And that has been challenging. They were not really prepared at this point to announce their plans, but somebody in the local community outed them. And now they've had to come out with an announcement before they really were ready to do that. All anyone knows is what is in this news release. There is no other information that is being released at this point. So anybody else who is out there on the internet is purely speculating. I want to be clear that I have had conversations with the buyers. I know what their intentions are. I know that they intend for this to be a community space and to honor the victims. I do not know what the shape of that organization is going to look like. I don't think they're 100% sure yet. But anybody else who's out there doesn't have any more information than what's in this press release. So anybody else talking about this is purely speculating. I do not understand why this information that was leaked from people who were not entitled to leak the information. I don't know why this information has caused such a furor in the true crime community. These are people whose heart and money are in the right place, and they wanted to do the right thing. And they wanted this to be a space where the victims and other victims of crime could be remembered for it to be a place for healing, and they did not want it turned into a spectacle, which was a possibility because there were other buyers that were interested in turning it into a true crime destination. So before anybody jumps to any conclusions, I really think that we all need to take a deep breath, step back, and allow these folks to do what it is that they have planned to do. So anybody speculating beyond what is in this news release does not know what they are talking about. I'm here to tell you. Y'all know me, I shoot straight with you. And I can tell you that people out there who are ripping their clothes and, tearing their garments and gnashing their teeth don't know what they're talking about. These are good intentioned people, and I'm a little bit frustrated with the furor that's out there. So please understand that there will be much more information coming out in very short order. But these folks, out of best intentions, decided to put their money up to buy this property so that it could be a place that would honor victims and would not exploit the crimes. They have not really had the opportunity to lay out all of their planning because somebody out there jumped the gun and leaked information that they were not prepared to share yet. So if they don't have a complete plan mapped out for all of you, it's because this information came out quicker than they had planned. But there is a plan, and they will, as they're able, they will be outlining that plan, both to true crime fans and to the victim families. Understand that up until about a week ago, the Daybell kids were living in that property, and it has taken them, they were nice enough to give them extra time to move out of the property and find someplace else to live. They have been waiting to get possession of the property. The deal has not closed yet. The final closing won't happen until early September. They have been waiting to make sure to put all the pieces together before making any grand announcements. Unfortunately, they live in a small community where information gets leaked that wasn't intended. So I just want you all to know, I think this is a really good thing. I think that these are people who have absolutely the best intentions for this property. They are your neighbors. So before everybody gets all their hackles up over this, I think you ought to wait and hear how things work out. I just wanted to jump on this live because I've been seeing all this stuff flying around, most of which I ignore, but I've gotten a couple of screenshots from people about what's being said out there. What I will tell you, because I know these people, is exactly what is in this release is the information that is available. And anybody having any other speculation about it is full of it. I'm trying to be as polite as possible at this point. So I just want you all to know that. If anybody's got a couple of quick questions, I am happy to answer a couple of quick questions. I want to thank Jen for hopping on at the last possible moment to do this. And I will say that the folks who are involved in this transaction are very frustrated and very unhappy about the way they're being treated. And it is absolutely unnecessary. So those creators out there who are passing around stuff they don't know anything about, I can tell them they are not right. And these folks have every right to be frustrated by the treatment that they're getting and the sort of onslaught of online BS that's coming their way. These are your neighbors. And I don't think that it's fair for you all to jump to conclusions, not my followers, but the true crime community out there. I don't think it's fair for them to jump to conclusions and crap all over these people. So I want for my followers to know that I have every confidence that these people have the best of intentions. And I think that they're being unfairly treated right now. And I want y'all to know that. So let me know if you've got a couple of quick questions. It is not Heather Daybell's family. It is not anyone related to the Daybell family in any way. These are members of the Eastern Idaho community, and they are people who are business owners in the community. Doesn't have anything to do with any member of the Daybell family. So they were kind enough to give Emma and her husband and their children time to find someplace else to live. I know that school is getting ready to start here pretty quickly in a lot of places, and so I'm sure that they were trying really hard to get some security before the school started. Well, I see somebody saying Kresha tweeted out that no one consulted her. Kresha didn't put the money up for the property, so I don't really think she's got much to say about it. I understand that Kay didn't know anything about it, and I don't really care whether she's happy or not. Frankly, the only reason that these folks didn't have an opportunity to reach out to the families and to explain what their plan was because somebody within the community leaked this information before these people were ready to make the announcement. They didn't have the opportunity to reach out to Kay and Larry. They did not have the opportunity to have conversations with the family because their phones started blowing up because people were contacting them because they'd heard that they were buying the property. And they heard it from somebody who wasn't authorized to release that information, but who did. So if the family members want to be very unhappy with people, they should be very unhappy with the people who are involved in this transaction and who leaked it. So the buyers did not have the opportunity to sit down and map out their plans. They were going to wait until the transaction was finished, until they had created their nonprofit organization, and until they had done all of the legal things so that they could do it in a way that was respectful and was helpful and measured. They did not have any intention of releasing this information to anybody until they were much further along in this process. But unfortunately, small town Idaho strikes again. So I'm sure that once the Kay Woodcock, Kay and Larry have an opportunity to hear what these people have in mind, they will be supportive. Once again, I have to say, these people put up a lot of money to buy that property with the best intentions to do something good for the community so that piece of property wouldn't continue to be an eyesore and wouldn't continue to be a magnet for the macabre true crime community. So I want you all to understand that this is absolutely not the way these people would have wanted this announcement to come out. They had a plan. They had a plan to be able to announce, here's the plan, here's our vision for what this is going to look like. They had a plan. Unfortunately, somebody in the community short-circuited their plan, and they had to move a lot faster than they intended to. So I think that it is, I think that everybody is getting their hair on fire over something they don't need to. And I think that there are a few creators out there who are fanning that fire, and it is inappropriate and unnecessary. So I will have more information for you when it becomes available. Right now, I know what they're doing. They are trying to get all their ducks in a row so that they can present a cohesive plan to the families as well as to the community. And somebody jumped the gun for them. So this is everything everyone knows at this point. And any other speculation is purely that. And I would have to say that I think a lot of it is very mean-spirited. And I don't like it. I don't think that anybody who's willing to put $300,000 up for the good of their community ought to be taking any heat from anybody. Yes, they did. Thank you. I don't recall. They saved it from becoming something horrible because the other offer was somebody who wanted to turn it into a true crime Airbnb. Now, I'm pretty sure that the community of Rexburg didn't want that in their community. And I'm pretty sure that the families of the victims would absolutely not have wanted their loved ones to be remembered that way. So before you get on your high horse, all of you, and go after people with only the best intentions, I think maybe you need all the facts. And that's why I'm here on this live tonight. So I don't have anything else to say other than I think that we all ought to take a deep breath and put our hair out and let our better angels prevail. So unless anybody has any other questions, I'm going to say goodnight and go enjoy my Friday night. And I hope that all of you do as well. I'm a little bit disappointed in the true crime community and in some creators out there who have jumped to a lot of conclusions with very little facts. So I will leave you with that. And I think that once the facts come out, there are some creators out there who are going to have a little bit of egg on their face. So everybody have a great weekend. Have a great Friday night. And I'll see you on Wednesday, and we can talk more about it then. Good night.